Hello. Today we will be starting off Unit 4, also the Chapter 4, which is called Leg Trap. But before we get started with this chapter, there is a small activity that we will do. So the first activity is that you have to fill in a table. Okay, so you see this purple color table here. You have to fill that out. You have to ask. So firstly, you have to write it yourself. So here it says name of your friend, but for the first row, you write your own name and write the person you admire. It may be a movie star, or it may be your parents, or it may be your teacher, or it may be a cricketer, anybody who you admire, you look up to. You look up to meaning you want to be like them. So write why you want to become like this person. So and then after you write your own person that you admire, your inspiration meaning somebody you look up to, you also write why you want to be like this person. Why is this person your inspiration? And then in these two columns, 2 and 3, write down your friend's name and your friend's inspiration. So that is one activity. And the second activity, we'll read a short story and then we'll answer some questions. Amar is my friend. We walk together to school. We pass by a pond on our way. Pond means a little, water body. There's water in the. So pond is like a smaller version of a lake. One evening, when we were returning home from school, we saw a baby drowning in the pond. So they saw that a baby, there was nobody around, and there was a baby which was not able to swim. So the baby was drowning in the pond, was not able to swim. Suddenly, Amar jumped into the water and saved the baby. So um, the friend whose name is Amar, he jumps into the water to save the baby. What does this show about Amar? So it shows that Amar is a very brave person, right? Brave person is someone who is fearless, someone who's not scared of what will happen to themselves, but they want to help others. What would you have done if you had been in that situation? So you have to write yourself. What do you think you would have done? Would you have jumped in to save the baby, or would you look around to see if there's someone else to help? What would you do? So write that down in these lines given. Write about a brave act of someone known to you in about 2 to 4 sentences. So, if you know a friend who's done a brave act, they've saved somebody, or any other bravery that they have done, or your parents, or your sister or brother, write down about that. You can also start your narration with the sentence, the boy was. So, if you go back and see here, instead of directly addressing Amar in this story, you can change it. You can write, the boy was my friend. We walked together to school. We passed by a pond on our way. So you're writing as Amar, not directly Amar as the third person. So you're not mentioning the name. You're just saying that there was a boy who was my friend. Okay, so we're done with these two activities. The first activity is to do for you to do, and we will start off with the chapter. So this chapter is written by the author Manorama Jaffa. That is the author's name. So he writes, Dhira was a shoe shine boy. So shoe shine boy means somebody who shines your shoe. You know, they put shoe polish and they make it because your shoe gets dusty, right? Even when you go and play outside in the dust. So Dhira, he was a shoe shine boy. He lost his father when he was very young and lived with his mother and sister. So his father had passed away. So right now he only lived with his mother and sister. He was a hard-working boy. So he would work very hard to earn money. After school, he would sit near a cinema hall and polish shoes for a living. So he would go to school also and then help his mother and sister earn some money also by polishing shoes for a living. So if there are a few questions here, we will do those questions before proceeding. What is the name of the shoeshine boy? So the name of the shoeshine boy is given in the first word itself, Dhira. So his name was Dhira. Who was he living with? He was living with his mother and sister. Where did he sit to earn a living? Near a cinema hall, right? Okay, so we'll proceed to the next. Paragraph. One day it was very hot. Dhira sat under a tree counting his day's earnings and humming a popular tune when he overheard a passerby say a thief has just robbed and escaped from the jewelry shop. So what was Dhira doing? It was very hot. So he was sitting under a tree for some shade and he wasn't working. He was just counting. He was done with his day. So he was just counting the money he had made for the day and he was just humming a tune. So he was in his own world. But he suddenly stopped counting and humming when a stranger who's passing by, he loudly shouted that a thief has just robbed a nearby jewelry store. Dhira stopped counting. He quickly put his money back in his pocket and asked the passerby when, where. So he asked all of these questions like, when did this happen? Where is this jewelry shop? Just now. He stole a gold necklace and managed to run away. They say he has a beard. So the stranger, the passerby, told him that it just happened. So the thief took a gold necklace and ran away. Nobody could catch him, and he had a beard. So saying, the passerby went on his way. So the stranger said that, and he walked away. Let's do another few questions. What was Dheera doing when he was humming a tune? He was counting his day's earnings, right? Next question is, what made him stop it? So the passerby coming and saying that um, thief just robbed a jewelry store. That is what stopped him from humming the tune and counting the money. Correct? Third question, the passerby gave Dhira three pieces of news. They were, so the first thing was he stole a gold necklace. Thief stole a gold necklace. The second thing was that he managed to run away. Nobody could catch him. And the third is that he has a beard. So he gave these three pieces of information to Dhira. Okay, so the third paragraph. Dhira was about to go towards the jewelry shop to find out more details when a customer came to him. So he wanted to know more about this. He wanted to be helpful. So he started walking towards the jewelry shop when a customer came to him and said, "Boy, polish my shoes nicely. There's no hurry." So this customer came and he said a very strange thing. He said, "Polish my shoes. There's no hurry. There's no need to go very fast. You can polish it in a nice way. I have a lot of time," he said, looking at his wristwatch. The customer was wearing a pink shirt and a red tie. He looked like a rich man. So Dheera noticed and he saw that he's wearing good clothes and he's wearing like a red tie. So he looked very rich. Dheera sat down immediately to polish his shoes, though his mind was still on the theft. So he did his work, but he was distracted. Distracted means his mind was elsewhere. So he was still thinking about the robbery. The man first put his left foot on the stand. With his yellow cloth, Dheera dusted the shoe quickly. Then he opened a tin, took out some polish, and smeared it on the shoe with his brush and started shining the shoe. So he was doing his job properly. So first he dusted it of all the dust and then he polished the shoe, the left shoe. Okay, so we will do a few questions. Who stopped Dheera from going to the shop? There was a customer who came to him and he stopped him. So here we can see a customer came to him. The stranger asked Dheera to do his work slowly as he had a lot of time. What made the man look like a rich man? So he was wearing a pink shirt and a red tie, and also he had a wristwatch, a nice wristwatch. So that's why Dheera thought he looks like a rich man. The fifth paragraph. Through the corner of his eye, Dheera saw two policemen approaching. So when Dheera was doing his work, he saw that two policemen were coming towards him. He was eager to ask them about the theft, but the customer seemed to have lost his temper. So the customer got angry. He thought that Dheera is not paying attention to the work. So he said, "You silly boy." So he yelled at Dheera. He said, "You're not doing your job well." he cried, glancing quickly at the policeman. So, and when he saw the policeman, he got very anxious. He became scared. Glancing means to look at something. So when he saw the policeman, he started getting anxious. He said, "Polish my shoes till they shine. There are still 5 more minutes for the show to be over." So he said that take your own time, polish it well. So which sentence in paragraph 5 shows the impatience of the customer? So when he yelled at him, he said, "You silly boy." So that shows that he was very impatient. How long did the customer asked Dheera to polish his shoes? He asked Dheera to polish his shoes for 5 more minutes. Dheera was disturbed. He must be an influential man. He may even complain about me to the policeman, he thought. So he got very scared when this customer started yelling at him. So he thought that he looks rich. So what if he complains about me to the police and the police don't let me do my job? So he concentrated his attention on polishing the shoe. So he thought I should polish his shoe nicely so that he goes away. I should not be distracted by this robbery. As soon as he was done with the left shoe, Dheera said, "The other shoe, sir." So Dheera said, "Give me your other shoe. I'll polish the other shoe also." The man put his other foot on the stand. "Hurry up, fellow. There are only 2 minutes for the show to begin." So now the man said that I want you to quickly polish the shoes. So far he was telling take your own time. But suddenly he said that no, polish this one very fast. Funny, Dheera thought to himself. A moment ago he was in no hurry, but now he is in a great hurry. Dheera dusted the shoe quickly and applied some polish to it. As he was about to shine it with the cloth, he found something sticking out of it at the back. So he noticed there was something sticking out from the back of the customer's shoe. What can it be? Dheera wondered. He bent his head to take a closer look. My goodness. So he was wondering what it was, and then he bent a little closer to the shoe to see what it was. And when he saw it, he was shocked. "That'll do, boy. It's time," the man said, taking his foot off the stand. Once Dheera was done, the boy said, "Okay, I am ready to go now." Dheera continued to shine the shoe with the cloth while the man fumbled in his wallet for change. So the man fumbled. Fumble means very hurriedly trying to look for something. So the man was trying to give him the money as soon as possible to go away from there. So why was this happening? The boy quickly tied the ends of the laces of the two shoes and got up without taking the coin the man held out and rushed to the policeman. So what did Dheera do? He tied the laces of the customer and he didn't even take the money. He just went running to the policeman who had just passed. He could hear the man yelling, "Hey, I'll get you, but what's happening?" The man fell flat on his face when he tried to walk. So this man, he walked tried to walk towards Dheera to give him the money and he fell down because his shoelaces were tied. Who tied it? Dheera tied it. While he was struggling to get up, Dheera was back with the two policemen. They caught hold of him. So he quickly told the policeman that he was the jewel thief. Yes, he was the jewel thief. The gold necklace was found in his shoe and his beard in his pocket. So when Dheera was shining, he could see something, right? So that something was actually the gold necklace and his beard. So the beard, why have they written it in single quotes? So whenever something is written single quotes, it means that the beard was fake. It's not true. So when he did the robbery, he put on fake beard so that people think that the thief has a beard. But in fact, the thief did not have a beard. It was a fake beard which he had hidden in his pocket. He was taken to the police station. So, what did Dheera find in the shoes? The gold necklace. Where was the beard of the thief? It was in his pocket. How did Dheera make the thief fall? He tied the ends of the laces of the two shoes so that it'll get tied up and he can't walk. Of course, Dheera was praised for his presence of mind. He was also rewarded by the police and by the jeweler. So, both the police and the jeweler they rewarded him for his bravery. His school too honored him with a medal for his bravery. So that is the end of this chapter called Leg Trap. Okay, so now we will do a few questions after which are related to the chapter. So complete the story using the words given in brackets. Two women who were on their morning walk were dashed by two friends riding on a scooter. So here there are a few words below. So let's see which one fits. Were stopped, right? Stopped could go here. Stopped by two friends riding on a scooter. The woman had heard of the frequent thefts in the area. Fearing that the riders would snatch their neck chains, they immediately shouted for help. One of them dashed in her purse to get the mobile, glanced. But the men lost their temper and told them that they were searching for an address. When the woman dashed at the address, they realized that it was their own. Okay, so here it will be glance. The previous one of them fumbled in her purse to get the mobile. So that would fumbled would go there. Yeah. All right. Next is, what do you understand from Dhira's story? So what do we understand is that Dhira, even though he was a young boy, he was very brave, right? Describe the customer who approached Dhira. So he was wearing a pink shirt, a red tie, he had a wristwatch, and he seemed like he had a lot of time initially. So to Dhira, he looked like a very rich man who had a lot of time. So that's why he said Dhira to polish his shoes without any hurry. How did Dhira polish the customer's shoes? So let's just go back. Here, see, the entire description is given. With his yellow cloth, Dhira dusted the shoe quickly. Then he opened a tin, took out some polish, and smeared it on the shoe with his brush and started shining the shoe. So he did it in a very organized way. Organized means in a very one by one, step by step. Why did Dhira concentrate on polishing? So what happened? So he initially his mind was only on the robbery, and then he saw that this customer got very angry, and he saw two policemen nearby. So Dhira thought that this man might complain about him to the police, right? Which is why he only concentrated then on polishing the shoes. How was Dhira rewarded and honored for his bravery? So his school honored him with a medal for his bravery, and he was also rewarded by the police and both the jeweler. Is Dhira's attempt to trap the thief the best one? Give reasons for your answer. So, yes, because if he hadn't tied his shoelace and gone to the policeman, then without tying the shoelace, if he ran to the policeman, this customer, this thief, he would get to know that he's going to complain to the policeman and he would run away, right? So, Dhira did a very smart thing. How did Dhira help the police to catch the thieves? So, by doing the same thing, by tying his shoelace and then going and complaining to them, so that they would also be able to catch him. Because if he hadn't tied his shoelaces, then he would run away and it would be difficult for the police to catch the thief. Do you agree that it takes courage to do the right thing? Yes, of course. So, what if while Dhira was tying the shoelace, this man would have seen him? The man would yell at him. The man would not pay Dhira the money. So, he had to be very, very careful. So, it takes a lot of courage, right? So, those were the questions and the respective answers. So, now there's a project work, and there are a couple of things that you will have to do here. So one is question number one is, how do you help your parents after or before school hours? So do you help them in cooking, or do you help them in cleaning or sweeping the house? How do you help them? So you should write this, write a small two, three, like a small paragraph, two, three lines on this. Okay. The other question is that Every year on Children's Day, many children receive bravery awards for the courage they have shown in some particular situation and saved somebody's life. So collect information about these children and read it in your class. So go on the internet, go on Google, try and find out more stories about children who show bravery. And another thing is written, make it a habit to read English newspaper every day. So remember, this is something I told you at the start of the classes, that you should read English newspapers every day. So you get news also and you get better also in the language. Okay, grammar in use. Read the following sentence. My brother went to the market to buy an umbrella from a shop. The underlined words are articles. So articles are a, an, and the. Article a is used before a word beginning with consonant letters or sounds like C, S, T, etc. So a car, a flower, a saint, a trick. An is used before a word beginning with a vowel sound. Some consonant letters also give vowel sound. So generally you will use an before the vowels, which are the vowels A, E, I, O, and U. But sometimes even in spelling, a word may begin with um, a letter which is a consonant, which is not a vowel, but when you pronounce it, a vowel sound comes. So even then you will use an. So I'll give you an example. So an eye, an apple, E and A are vowels. So you will use an. But an honest person. So when you say it, you're making the O sound, but in spelling it is H. Then an MLA. So when you're saying M, E is the pronunciation, the first letter, but in writing it is M, it is a consonant. So you have to be careful with this. Article the is used before an already mentioned noun, which with the superlative degree and with the common names which are unique. The Earth, the Quran, the Times of India, the Himalayas, the United States of America. So fill in the blanks with a, an, and the. So I will do A for you, and B, fill in the blanks with suitable articles you have to do by yourself. And there is C also. So do B and C both by yourself. There was a marriage in our village last week. The bridegroom and his friends went around. So why are we saying the? Because we've already mentioned a marriage. So the marriage, we cannot say a bridegroom, right? Because we've mentioned marriage. So this bridegroom is part of the marriage only. So we will say the bridegroom and his friends went around the village, because village is again mentioned here before. You see, village is already mentioned before. So around the village in dash old cart, an old cart drawn by an old horse. The cart fell into a ditch. We managed to pull the people out. The bridegroom was hurt, but the others were unhurt. The bridegroom went through the wedding with a bandage on his forehead. Okay. So the next two paragraphs, B and C, is something you have to do as a homework. So I'll move on to the next activity, which is let us know about tenses. So what is tenses? It means um, past tense, present tense, and future tense. So present tense means something that is happening right now. So right now you are watching the videos. That is present tense. Past tense is if you when you had watched an older video, maybe when you had done chapter 3 or poem 3. So you had watched it. You will be watching in the future, or 2 3 days from now, you will be watching chapters 5, 6, and 7. So that is future tense, something which will happen after this, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Okay. Fill in the blanks with the past tense form of the verbs given in brackets. Then rearrange the jumbled sentences to form a story. Okay. So I will do this one for you. G2. G3 is again filling in the past tense, so you have to do that, G3, as a homework. Okay, all right. So, a milkmaid went to the meadow to milk her cows. She thought that she would make a lot of money. She also dreamt of buying eggs and waiting for them to hatch. Lost in such thoughts, she forgot about the pot she was carrying on her head. Her plan was to sell the cream and butter that she got from the milk. When all the fowls in the poultry farm were ready to be sold, she decided to sell them. She then planned to buy a fine dress. She decided to sell them. She tossed her head in pride and the pot of milk fell down. She cried, "Oh, I have lost all my milk, let alone a new dress. I will not have even money to have food." So that is the past tense. I've helped you with the past tense. The moral of the story is don't count your chickens before they are hatched. So what was she? She was in a dreamland, right? And she was not focusing on the present. So the moral is don't count your chickens before they are hatched. So don't think of something of the future without concentrating on the present. So G3 is something that you will finish. The story is the lark in the cornfield. Okay? Complete each sentence by changing the verbs in brackets into past tense verb forms and then complete the crossword puzzle. So here I'll help you out with the past tense of two of the lines of across one and down one, and then I'll help you fill in the puzzle, but the rest remaining words you have to fill in. All right. So the first down is we drank banana milkshake after dinner last night. So one down is here, right? So this will be D R A W and N. So 3 was written here. So 3 across starts from R. Tony read his book after dinner. So past tense of read is pronounced read, but the spelling will be the same. R E A D. Okay, so the spelling remains the same, but you pronounce it as read. So I've done two for you, but I want you to complete the remaining puzzle. So what you can do is you can finish writing in these blanks first, your past tense, and then you can complete the puzzle as a homework. Okay, all right. Moving on to the next one. Writing practice. Read the instructions given in each box and complete the boxes. So this is something that you have to do. A book on courage that you recently read. So if you read books, then you can write the name of the book. Otherwise, you can write this particular story that you just read, which is called Neck Trap, and then the remaining questions you have to do. Okay, because it is from the book or the story that you have read. Okay. Next, imagine that you are a newspaper reporter. Write an article on an act of bravery you have witnessed. So, some act of bravery that you yourself saw from your eyes. So, write a small article on that. Read the lesson carefully and make a list of the main incidents that happened in the story. So, one is done for you. So, one evening, Dhira overheard that a thief had escaped with a jewel. So, that is the main event. So, there are 10 main events like this. So, go back to the story, leg trap, and write the lines which are the most important. So, write them in these blanks. Okay. So, study the pictorial story and write the story in the space provided. So, whatever you understand from each picture. So I will help you with one, and the remaining you have to do. The first one is Tenali Rama told his wife that as thieves were around, the they the place they would put all the jewels in the trunk. So Tenali Rama is telling his wife that thieves are around, so let's put all the jewels in the trunk. So meanwhile, you can see that the thieves are listening to this. Later, with his wife, he put all the jewels in the trunk, and you can see that they're putting the trunk into the well. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, and 6 is something that you have to finish, and you have to finish the story and understand the moral and also write the moral over here. There's some space provided. So write what moral you have understood from this particular story. Okay? Speaking. So there's a small activity on speaking. So dialogue practices. So this speaking activity for dialogue practices, there are two characters here, Sharat and Sagar. So you can practice this with your friends. So this is something called role play. So role play means that you are playing somebody else's role and you're saying the dialogues. Okay. So do this with your friend. And there is another role play where in blue color here, you have been given the brief on how to do it. Imagine that you are the reporter of some well-known newspaper. You have heard about Dhira's courage shown in catching the thief. You want to report this to your newspaper, and through this, you want to inspire many young ones. You may act as the reporter and your friend as Dhira, interview him in front of your classmates, and then fill up the blanks. The first question, hello Dhira, how are you? Veera says, I'm fine, sir. Thank you. So the next question the reporter asks can be, tell us what happened that day. So Dheera can give the answer to that. So then you can ask more questions about it as the reporter, and the friend who's playing Dheera can answer it based on the story. So this is some dictionary work. Read this interesting story. Okay. So this is again past tense is used over here, and the moral of the story is given. So once you read the story, refer the dictionary and find out the meanings of the words that are underlined. So what does fishing mean? What does tugged mean? What does net mean? So open a dictionary and read the meanings. Okay, and there is a small riddle here. You try to read the riddle and try to think of the answer, but if you can't, the answer is given over here, but try to think of the answer yourself. So this completes the chapter leg trap. I hope you will finish all the activities and the um, homework that is given. And one day you will also do something as brave as Dheera. Thank you.